I can lower this camera some.
Service might drop.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm looking to set up real quick. Eventually, I'm going to be able to add our intro video to this, but I'm still new to all this, so we'll learn as we go. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Off the Top, our first YouTube live here with Amir, and we have a special guest for you guys today, all the way from the 313. What up, though? Welcome to Reese the Barber. How's it going? What's good, everybody? How y'all doing tonight?
What's good, y'all?
I know you a little bit, but the whole point of this is so the people will know you. I've worked with you for like 3 years. Nice having a fellow lefty in the chat for once. So I guess we usually start with the origin story. So let's say where you're from, obviously, how you got into barbering, and we'll go from there.
All right, what's up, everybody? My name's Reese. Coming to you live right now from Tallahassee, but hailing from the 313. What up, though, to the people in the D? I also, I guess I can call Crestview, Florida, my home as well. I've been a barber, man. I started barbering back in high school. Just really cutting myself as a hobby. You know, my mom wouldn't let me get out edge up, so I just kind of started edging myself up. Life kind of took a turn. And long story short, I've been licensed since 2020, right before the pandemic. And yeah, I've been living in the cut barbershop since 2021. So, you know, just
that's what's up.
Yeah, man, it's been a beautiful thing. I thank God for it.
So, did you start cutting in Detroit, or did you start cutting in Crestview?
I started cutting in Crestview. Yeah, okay. I started cutting in Crestview. I like I said, I started cutting myself up, and I got on the bus one day. I didn't really know anybody, and this dude, I'll never forget him, man. Shout out to my man Diesel. He was like, "Yo, who did your edge up?" I'm like, "Me." He was like, "Did you cut my little brother and I after school?" I'm like, "Sure." Y'all, I had no idea how to do a fade. No idea. When I got home from school, I looked up a freaking 360 Jeezy video, man. And I played that thing from the time I got home from school to the time I went to their house. And as I'm sitting there cutting them up, man, I had the 360 Jeezy in the background on YouTube. Shout out to 360 Jeezy. But from there, you know, more people started asking me, and I just started cutting everybody, like everybody in my neighborhood. I started cutting in my bedroom, and then my grandma was like, "You ain't gonna have all these boys in your bedroom, da da da." So she set me up a little barbering area in the garage, and it just went up from there. After that, I just started getting better and better, started investing more in my clippers. And I mean, Crestview is a very, very small town. So word started getting out that this chick was doing $10 cuts. And I started doing house calls. And yeah, man, that kind of got my name out. And to be honest, it's really what made me Reese. To be honest, like that's what made me Reese. Everybody started calling me Reese. Before that, everybody just knew me as Sharice. But barbering actually gave me my family always called me Reese, but yeah, everybody like, oh, who cut your hair? Reese cut my hair. Reese cut my hair. So yeah, man, I just started cutting and cutting, and I started cutting people out of Crestview, out of Fort Walton. I had a couple clients out in Niceville, and man, from then I just like, I don't know, man, I just got popular. I don't even know how it happened, to be honest. Yeah. I just got popular, and people wanted me to cut their hair, and then it was up from there, man. I started doing more than cutting hair, but yeah, that's how it all started.
Big fish in a small pond.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's what I do. That's what I do. How does, I'm trying to figure out, because like, I mean, I could be as simple as how does being a female in the industry change things, but like on a broader perspective, like how does, I guess the best way I could put it is like, how does being a female in a male dominated industry go?
How does it go?
Yeah, like what's it like?
That's a loaded question.
What's like some of the benefits and what's the benefits and some of the cons, you know? Or like which one outweighs the other?
Man, you know, the pros and the cons of being a female in the barber industry are literally the same. And like the fact that I'm a female, sometimes it'll intimidate some guys. And that's on a client aspect as well as you know, barbers in the shop, you know, or whatever where I'm working. But also sometimes you'll have guys that are like, oh no, I don't want a girl cutting my hair. And then you got those ones that are like, yo, I want a female cutting my hair. Y'all are attention to detail. You know, so in a male dominated industry, you always have to play mom kind of cater to feelings. And I don't think that really has anything to do with me being a female. I think that's just me providing good customer service when it comes to a client, and it also just, you know, keeps me from having to deal with a hostile work environment. You know what I mean? Being a girl in this industry, you know, a lot of people look down, and I say looked, ED, because there are a lot of females killing it in the game right now. Shout out to dang, what's my girl, Kyle? Why did I just go blank? Freaking dang, man, Stay Gold.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And man, I'm looking her up on Instagram right now because that's crazy. I forgot.
From level 3?
Nah, Babeless.
You're in the dark.
Chick with the long nails, man.
Babeless?
Yeah, man. Barber Doll. Shout out to Barber Doll, man. Yeah, she's been a big inspiration to me throughout the years. And you know what's crazy? I met her when I went to BarberCon in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And during that time, man, I was about to quit. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. I was about to quit barbering because I was dealing with a lot of like adversity in the barbershop. And that's not to throw any shade to any of the barbers I work with. I love the guys, you know what I'm saying?
No,
but it's just a lot that I was dealing with. You feel me?
It's not as like it. Well, now it's more problem.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Definitely a challenge. I can only imagine it.
Yeah, and she said something to me that really touched me for real. And my question to her was the same question you just asked me. How do you deal with being a female in this male-dominated industry? And she told me, she was like, you can't look at it as being a female in this industry. You just have to look at it as being a barber in the industry, because regardless of if I'm a female or a male, there's gonna be competition. There's going to be aspects that are going to bring people in my chair, and there's going to be aspects that will keep people out of my chair. And so I had to create my own lane and say what is going to bring people to Reese. It's not even about being a female anymore. It's just about straight up skill level. It's about what I provide, and what sets me apart from every other barber that's around me. So but going back to your question, being a female is what people see. Every person that comes in the shop, that's what they see. They see, a girl amongst all these men, or a woman amongst all these men. And I know that. I'm not oblivious to that. I am, part of the LGBTQ community. So at the same time, you know what I mean? Like that could be that's also, another aspect that I have to deal with as well. And I think that a lot of the times it makes the guys kind of comfortable, that I'm not some chick, with a short skirt on. But hey, guys, no shade, but y'all are weird sometimes. Like, I think that a lot of guys probably wouldn't even mind if I wore a short skirt and had my boobs out trying to line you up. You know what I'm saying? But that's not me. But I say all that to say, like, it's really just about finding your niche and sticking to your gun. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of what gender you are, there's going to be competition everywhere. And we don't live in a time where, women have all the rights that a man does. This is a male dominated industry, so we do have to push a little bit harder. So I have to, I've always made sure that my game, my fade game was on point. My lines were crispy, all the things, because I feel like people expect me to mess up. One of the main questions I get from new clients is, do you know how to cut a beard?
I've seen them ask you right in front of me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you used to work by me. So, like that was one of the things. Do you know how to cut a beard? I'm like,
I just do it. It's not like I don't do it every day of my life, but all right.
Exactly. But that's, I mean, honestly, if I was a guy and I was sitting in a woman's chair, I don't have a beard. So that's a fair question.
Yeah.
That's a fair question. So I don't take offense to those things anymore, man. But I had to learn that, in anything in life, you can't wear your heart on your sleeve. And 9 times out of 10, people really they're not intentionally trying to, offend you or hurt your feelings. They just really, especially when it comes to someone's appearance, they just don't want to get a messed up haircut. And I totally get that, because I don't want a messed up haircut. So, once I dusted my shoulder off and, stopped wearing my heart on my sleeve, I realized it took my game to a completely different level. You know what I'm saying? Like I started doing continuing education, and, I didn't want to leave any aspect out. I wanted to, when I pick up my shears, I want to be the best. When I pick up my clippers, I want to be the best. When I pick up my trimmers, I want to be the best. I do locks. I'm forever. I do skincare. Whatever it is that I feel like I can add to this industry, I'm gonna do that. And I think that even if I was a guy, I think I would still be the same. That's just a character trait that I've developed. So
yeah, and like you said, it goes back. It doesn't really matter what gender you are. I mean, we don't use the same, but we all use a razor. We all use a pair of shears. We all use clippers. That don't discriminate. And then
exactly.
But I ain't gonna glaze you too hard. But you said something very, very like specific, and you said attention to detail. You are the barber I've been next to that I've seen pay the most attention to detail in my entire career, whether it be continuing education, in the same shop, in a different shop, in Tallahassee, in Atlanta, in Tampa. It don't matter.
Yeah.
There have been plenty of times I'm just in the back of your chair. are laying back in the chair, and I didn't ask, and you just bam right in the middle of the unibrow. How many people are just going to randomly do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like that extra that small little thing.
You want to know something, Kyle?
I know my unibrow's bad. You gotta say it.
I cannot let a guy get up unless he specifically says, "Hey, don't touch my unibrow." I am getting rid of that thing, bro. Like, there's no reason you should be walking around here with a caterpillar straight across your face, looking like freaking Helga from Hey Arnold. Like, no way, bro. But
me and you both know the average person letting them walk out, though. You know what I mean,
bro? Yeah, for sure. And those are the little things, man. Those are the little things that that bring people back to you. Is, like, let's be real, guys, y'all are not the most attention to detailed people or thinkers. You know what I'm saying? Not saying some are, but the vast majority of the male species do not care about how their eyebrows look. But what I noticed,
No, for sure.
The girl does, though.
What you say, and that's the beauty of having a female barber. I know what your woman is gonna look at as soon as you get back in the car or as soon as you get back to the crib. She's gonna look at your haircut, and she's gonna look and see if your line is straight. Number one, and she knows. Mm-hmm. We just have that eye for stuff like that. She's gonna look at all the things. Like, even Kyle, you used to cut by me, so like, I'm shaving like all of this.
No, yeah, literally
all of this area.
You got damn near into my eyeball.
All of that, because y'all are hairy. Like, in those little things. Like, I think, like, the estheticians call it dermaplaning, but like, it brightens your face. And so whatever's gonna add to my haircut, I'm doing it. And a lot of guys are like, dang, they get up, they're like, oh my God, like, my face looks so much brighter. Well, yeah, all that little peach fuzz that you had around your eyes, you didn't notice it, but my eyes work like a microscope. So I see all the things. So, that's, that those little details and those little few seconds that I take with my clients, I pride myself in those, because those are the things that make my clients love me and love to sit in my chair.
Yeah, whatever you're doing right, because you got a bunch of return clientele, which is a good thing. Retaining is, in my opinion, like, obviously you want new clients, but I feel like retaining is more important than getting new ones. You know what I mean? Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, and that, I worked in the service industry for years, and one of my mentors, I worked my way up in the on the chain at Joe's Crab Shack in Destin. I mean, literally, I started off being a server. I went all the way to a flex manager. And Sean, my regional manager, he would always say to anticipate your guests' needs. Mm-hmm. And man, like, when I tell you, after that, it was like a light bulb that went off in my head. And because you know how, like, you could be in a setting, and this goes for barbering too. Like, you might be behind and you're just running. But if we just take those little steps before your client even sits in your chair, go ahead and clean off your station, go ahead and sanitize, go ahead and, if you know that this client that sits in your chair is super hairy, have your razors already out. You know what I'm saying? The little anticipate what you're going to have to do for this particular client. And it's going to make your life easier. It's going to get them out of the chair quicker, and it's going to make their overall experience better. So that I take that from even working in as a server and a bartender, and man, I flipped it, and it works for me.
Yeah, I forgot to post this on Instagram, so I'm listening. I'm about to post on Instagram.
Oh no, you're.
But yeah. So, like, speaking of Destin, speaking of Joe's Crab Shack, doesn't really have anything to do with Destin, but I know you've been back and forth home for holidays and stuff. What's the biggest culture difference you see from Detroit to Tallahassee, or even Crestview to Tallahassee? How does life differ from home life to here? Even though this is technically home now, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh man, How is life different? Well, starting off, let's go back to the D. People in general in Detroit are clean cut. They're very clean cut. They want a clean cut. They want all the things. They want all the things. They don't mind paying for it. Then when I going back to Crestview, they don't care about all the things. They just want a quick fade and to get back merrily on their way, and they don't want to pay $40 for it. And I think that being in Tallahassee, it's kind of a middle ground. In Detroit, if I said, "Hey man, I'm gonna give you a haircut, a haircut, facial hair, and I include a hot towel with my so I don't give you razor bumps or whatever the case may be, whatever my spiel may be," that they're not going to question. Oh, okay, like they're 9 times out of 10, that client's going to pass me $100 bill and they're going to say, "Have a great day."
Mm-hmm.
Crestview, I'm going to say a good 70% of those people have never even gotten a hot towel service ever in their life. So that's something that is a luxury to them. And it's not a requirement. Here, I think we kind of set the tone, and that's what I love about being in Tallahassee. Is one of the most beautiful things that I really just I love it so much. Is, bro, we get to, most of us cut college students, right?
Right.
We're at such a pivotal. We are a very important part of a pivotal point in a lot of people's lives, and they're at a stage in their life where, number one, they're most of the time just it's their first time being away from their parents, first time being away from home, and then and Kyle, this, you've cut the freshman all the way to senior year. You get to see them evolve as a young adult, and they start to ask for little different things, like that freshman that comes in on move-in weekend, which was this weekend, might not know what kind of haircut he wants. Mom's cut his hair, or my mom usually tells me how to get my hair cut, and then boom, 2 years later, hey, Reese, I got a job interview, or I got an intern interview, and I need to look professional. Do you think you can, give me a clean shave? And it's like, man, like what? You know what I'm saying? You watch them turn from the mama's boy to the party boy to the professional to now I am a grown man and I know what I want in life and out of life. And that's honestly one of the best things that I enjoy about being here and being a barber here, is developing relationships that can grow from, something to something even greater,
No, for sure. It's it starts out with like the wide-eyed freshman, like super overwhelmed, like you say all the time, one of your signature lines, which is, it's legit. Barber anxiety is a real thing.
Yes.
So it's like the first day, like they're all like a deer in headlights, looking like, oh no, I don't know what to do.
Bro, my barber in Miami has been cutting me since I was 5 years old, bro.
And then so it starts from that, and then it ends to, oh man, I don't know what idea I'm about to do. I'm about to move to Tampa. I got to find a new barber all over again.
Yeah,
it's like a whole circle,
Yeah, it is, and it's like, I don't know another thing that I love is, and this is kind of going back to being a female. Get those guys that sit in my chair and they are scared shitless. Excuse my language, but it's the truth. And then I give them that mirror and they're just like, holy smokes, like this girl can cut.
They won't say it out loud, but they're like, "I'll never doubt you
Yeah,
ever
you
again."
just know, like
Yeah.
they start playing with their hair. They like, you got a card? And I'm like, yeah, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'd love to have you again. You know, so that's another thing that's just like, it feels so good to prove them wrong, man. Like, to prove them wrong and to ease their mind. And I know that once I cast that thing and I reel them in, because like a lot of these guys, they go to like sports clips and great clips and all the clips, and they don't get to lean back in the chair and get a razor on the C cups and, you know, have somebody take that hair from between their eyes and all those little details. And so being able to provide that for them, it feels good. It feels good. It doesn't, you're giving them an experience that they didn't really even know that they wanted, but it's like, it's a new expectation. So now when they even go about in their life, hell, they might go to New York City, and I've had clients, shout out to Khalil. He works on Wall Street in New York. And he's like, man, I went up here with high expectations, and it took him a minute. And this man literally called me for like 2 weeks straight trying to find a barber. He's like, Reese, go to this Instagram. What do you think about this guy? And I'm like, he's all right. You know, all right, he'll call me another day. All right, I think I found somebody. What about this guy? I'm like, all right, yeah, try him out. You know what I'm saying? Like, try him out and see what it is. And now he's got a barber, a steady barber. You know what I mean? Like, I love creating those relationships, because he went from not trusting anyone to trusting me. Excuse me, one moment, y'all. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No worries.
But yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, so that's like one of the greatest things about like just being able to build those relationships and keep those relationships alive over the years is like, it's a great experience. And I know that y'all probably have some of the same stories that I do, you know what I mean? Just, we all kind of go through the motions and go through all the things, and you know, we're all different in our own way, but we got the same job, so it can't be too much different, right?
Yeah. I think Amir died on us. I don't know. He told me that his iPad was draining, so it might be just us, but we're gonna rock with it anyways. He might be back. I'm sure he'll text me in just a second. But since it's just the left-handies in here, what are some of the left-handed struggles that you see?
Left-handed struggles.
Besides, you know, I'm not talking about like the pen ink on your hand in school. I'm talking about like for example, the thing that makes me the most irritated is paying extra for shears.
Oh my God. Say that. Like, why? Why do we have to pay extra for shears? That it just does not make sense. It's literally just flipping the metal in the opposite way, or flip. You don't even have to flip the metal. They literally just put the cutting blade on the other, like on the opposite side.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Maybe I need to go to like a shear assembly, like an assembly factory or something to understand the process, because I will never understand that.
I think it's really just an inconvenience fee. I really think that's what it is.
Yeah, it's that's so annoying. So one of the things that I struggled with. Hey, mom. Go back out. Never mind. It's okay. One of the things that I struggled with was when I was learning how to do shears. I learned from a person who, Greg, and great teacher, but I had to flip everything that he was doing because he was right-handed. Mm-hmm. And so I had to kind of, on top of what he was teaching me, I had to kind of go and find my own literature about, you know, what angles, because he would like show me something at, you know, as far as like palming the cut or something along those lines, and then I wouldn't grasp it. Like, I'm like, wait, what? And he would do it like one way, and then I'm like, this doesn't work for me. My hands don't work like this. And then I would need to go see it because I'm a visual learner.
Yeah, me too.
So I needed to see somebody do it the way that I needed to do it. So that was probably my biggest struggle.
Yeah. I can read a book all day long, but until I put my hands on it, I'm not going to grasp it.
Yeah,
So,
I'm the same way.
and
Very,
like
very visual person.
now I'm used to it, and I don't even think that I would if they did make this. But like if they made a clipper with the blade or the lever on the right hand of the clipper or the right side of the clipper, trying
Yeah,
to think. Yeah, I don't think I would use it because I'm too used to the regular ones now. But it's like just stuff like that that people
it's
don't
just like
think
when
is a
you
big
gave me
deal.
that left-handed guitar, I was like, "What am I supposed to do with this?"
Okay, well that was fine for me because I am left-handed with that, but it's weird because like I'm left-handed in literally everything except well I do play guitar left-handed, but like I bat and baseball right-handed, I golf right-handed, but when it comes to cutting hair, writing, shooting, bowling, playing pool, any of that, I'm left-handed. So
Dude, I think that honestly, us as left-handed people, we just really get used to doing right-handed things.
you have to.
Like, because the world is just built for right-handed people.
Mhm.
And so like we just get used to doing things like right-handed people, and then but really, it would serve us better to do it left-handed. But I mean, hey, shout out to us. We're pretty much ambidextrous in most things because of that. So
Yeah, you gotta get in where you fit in, you know?
yep.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about it.
Well, what motivates you and keeps you consistent behind the chair? Because I know as well as you do, I don't care what barber you are, you've considered or you have faced burnout at one point, whether you knew it was burnout or not. So what keeps you going?
Man, a lot of things. Well, I would say first off, my family is a big motivation for me.
Mhm.
And being able to provide them with a lifestyle where we don't have to really want for much. That'll damn sure get your butt up out the bed.
Yeah, for sure.
But also, when I became a barber, I was genuinely searching for my purpose in life. And barbering gave that to me. It gave me purpose. It gave me, I found my passion and I found my purpose. And, I don't, as I just tore my ACL. I had surgery. And when I tell you those 2 weeks that I wasn't able to work were like the two most depressing weeks I have ever faced in my life. Like, I didn't know what to do with myself. Not because I wasn't making money, but I just felt like I was useless. And all the things that we just talked about, about making people happy and, creating relationships and doing all those things, I literally just felt like I was so useless, just sitting on the couch, not being able to do anything for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I became a barber, the biggest thing that I wanted to do was to be able to provide not only just a service, but to make people feel better about themselves. And that's what drives me in life, is being able to make people feel good and putting positivity into the world. And with us being barbers, that is how we put our positivity into the world, is a good haircut. You know what I mean? A good haircut, good conversation. And so not being able to do that was tough. So to answer your question, knowing that I can make a difference in someone's life by a simple haircut in the way that they feel about themselves is really like all the motivation that I need.
Yeah, I would have to agree completely because I feel like we're both like empaths or selfless people. You can feel stuff like that, and like
Yeah.
for me, before I was even a barber, the barbershop was kind of like my safe place, I guess you could say, in the sense of like just like everything came off my shoulders. Like even if it was just for 30 minutes, even if it was just 30 minutes I sat in the chair, I didn't have to worry about nothing. It was cool. I could rap about anything.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. And like now being on the other end of that it's just a very full circle thing. And like, I think that it's very easy to take for granted because like I haven't been to the extent where I had to miss 2 weeks. So I can't imagine that. But even missing 3 or 4 days, when people text you and be like, "Hey, can you come here today?" and you have to be like, "Nah, I can't do it." Oh, that hurts so bad, bro.
It hurts so much, man. It hurts so much. And imagine 2 whole weeks of that, Kyle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
2 whole weeks.
Nah, I don't know what I do.
And man, like there was a point during like my recovery where I was legitly scared, like that I wasn't gonna be able to perform normally ever again. Like the days after surgery were just like, yo, it hurt so much to where it was like, am I ever gonna walk the same again? Am I ever gonna be able to put weight on this thing again? Like it doesn't feel like it right now. And so I was legitly like, man, like how long is it really gonna take for me to be able to go back in the shop and work? Because we work long hours. So I'm like, man, 10 hours, 11 hours on my leg, on my left leg, because I could stand on the healthy leg, but bro, those weeks, so I really was supposed to be out of work for 3 weeks. That wasn't happening.
You said I can't do it no more.
No,
that's gonna be enough for me, dog.
But Kyle, when I tell you I paid for it because I couldn't put any weight on this on my right leg. So I'm putting all the weight on the left leg and my toes were getting numb. Not only was the right swollen, but the left was swollen because it was compensating for everything. Oh man, I just thank God for healing because that was truly a tough time.
Yeah, because standing half the battle being a barber,
Yeah, and I mean, I got a stool and everything like that, but it just cutting hair sitting down.
Yeah, but you probably had to finesse that.
It's not the same, man. People they try to make it like, oh yeah, look at this cool tool that we have for barbers to sit down and cut hair. It's not the same. You can't see the angles the same. Like you can't. It's not.
Like
practical.
Don't be wrong. Like the idea is cool, but I don't know about how I've been working with you. I'm trying to remember since March, April, but the way I do it, especially now that I've learned more, like I kind of tilt the head to like almost a 45, so I can kind of see the light directly on the fade.
Mm-hmm.
How are you supposed to do that if you're sitting down? You know what I'm saying? Like there's no way you can do that.
You can't.
No, the chair only goes so far down. You know what I mean?
I don't even understand how people don't use their chair for them. Marv, thanks for that tip, man. Use your damn chair, bro. Like, how do people cut like all slouched over, looking like this? Like, bro, your chair goes up and down, right?
It's not even
your chair around, right?
It's not even just that. The amount of people I see chase all the way around the chair, back and forth to the left. Bro, that chair moves. Spin it to one, spin it, and then do that side. Spin it, do that side.
And then they wonder why their back is hurting at the end of the day.
You wonder why you got sciatica pain, like, dog. Like, make it make sense.
Man. Hey man, you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink.
Yep.
So
that's what's up.
I learned, you got people with a big head in this industry, and I wish that was a stigmatism that would go away because, my barber instructor, Miss Lori, love her to death, man. She had this acronym ART, always remain teachable.
Yeah,
I actually learned everything that you do.
I learned the same one from Marv, but it's like now the fact that it's been around more than one person, I'm glad it's spreading because ego's not going to get you nowhere
at all. You don't know everything, man. We
You
don't come
might
in this
like.
world with a manual.
I don't care
It's
if you've been
okay to not
cutting.
know it all.
I don't care if you've been cutting 30 years. There's something that I know that you don't know, whether it be from a barber
Facts.
perspective or not, and vice versa. So I don't
Absolutely.
know. Like that's. I think it was. It might have been last episode before. I talked about like the barber ego in general, like how
Mhm.
all these hometown people are competing against each other. But y'all could get so much more traction, collaboration, networking if y'all just teamed up. Like it's the.
Come together.
I'm probably gonna butcher the saying, but it's why would you want a whole grape when you can have a slice of a watermelon?
Man,
You know,
wait a minute.
because if you're sharing a whole watermelon and you share a slice of watermelon, you're still getting more than a whole grape being selfish.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was like light bulb went off in my head.
Yeah, man. I think that small town mentality is just
I had to break that. I'm so glad I got out. Like that was honestly moving out of my hometown was probably the best thing I ever did for myself.
Dude, tell me about it. Like I talk about it all the time, and not trying to get too personal, but I mean, that I went to prison for 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
and man, it changed my life. It changed my life for the better. Simply one of the ways that it did was because I got to go and leave the people that I was around for such a long period of time, and when I came back, 90% of those people were still in the same place doing the same thing that I did from when I left.
Yeah.
To this day, Kyle, to this day, they're still in Crestview doing the same thing. And they ask me, why don't you come back? Why don't you ever come home? For what? Yeah. I know exactly what you're doing. I know you're going to Don's Ice House on Friday. You're going to somewhere in either Pensacola or Fort Walton on Saturday. I know, like, it's the same thing, bro. You're not, you got like, now I will say that there are some people that have grown in, starting their own businesses and stuff like that. Shout out to them, but like the world is such a big place. And, I just don't, I have never seen myself staying stagnant and being complacent in a place where it causes you more harm than good.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I used to say, like, you can take the boy out of Chipley, but you can't take the Chipley out of the boy. And, like, I know I still got that cornbread ass accent and stuff. However,
you'll never lose that.
Yeah, I probably won't ever. If I haven't already, then, but I moved in March of 2018. So what's that, 7.5 years? In the 7.5 years I've been here, I've learned more than my entire life I learned back home. And that's not a diss to anybody. I love my friends and family. I go back to visit, but when I go back to visit, I'm like, wow, I'm really not missing anything because people are it's so small minded, and not like I genuinely feel bad for them because it's just a toxic cycle. Like they're just doing the same exact thing. It's like on this merry-go-round that you can't get off of. I can't speak for Niceville, but in Chipley, you either you're born into money, or you go in the military, and that's pretty much your only two options to get out. So I'm glad I got out when I did.
Yeah.
And it's just like I've only been to Chipley and Tallahassee. I still haven't traveled relatively. Like I've traveled a little bit, but I still feel like I only know this much. Like you just got to open your mind and like challenge your thoughts, and that's probably like challenging my thoughts to this day is probably one of my favorite things about living here because like with it being a college town, it's a pretty diverse city with a lot of thought processes, with a lot of different ways to do things. And in the hometown, all you see is the same thing over and over and over. And like you said, small businesses, shout out to y'all you can grow, but 90% of the masses don't really have anything to, you don't have anything to show your money for. You don't have anything, and that's not, it is what it just sucks. Like
they get stuck in the cycle. They get stuck in the cycle of, seeing the same faces in the same buildings in the same thing. And you're in Walmart and, ooh, there goes my kindergarten teacher. Or, you know what I mean? Like, And a lot of it is family, you know, their families are there and you know, everything like that. They've got roots there, and I get that. But roots are meant to grow. Roots don't mean that you never can grow into anything or move anywhere else. You know, what do you do when your pothos has overgrown the pot? You can repot it in another pot, a bigger pot, or you can split it in two and make 2 new plants.
Yeah.
Same thing comes with your hometown and where you live and where you come from. Like, you don't have to stay there forever. You know, it doesn't mean that just because you have roots there doesn't mean that you have to stay rooted there. You know, you can be planted anywhere. Shout out to you, Big Twins.
What's up, Tyson? Or not Tyson, Kaysen.
Kaysen. Say what's up, Kaysen. Okay.
Why not say Tyson? I'd be hungry, man. I always be thinking about some chicken.
Tyson.
Nah, the Dino Chicken Nuggets are fire. I'm a grown ass man, but I'll mess up some Dino Chicken Nuggets.
What is up with people in the Dino Nuggets?
It's nostalgia for me. It's nostalgia.
Crazy.
All right, well, we'll wrap up a little bit because I don't want to take up all your night. I got 3 things left, and we'll call it. But how do you see the industry evolving, whether it be social media, more women coming to the field as it being a more welcoming thing, new hairstyles, some leaving, some coming in? What's your predictions for that?
You mean like the industry like as a whole, or just
as
whole? Far as
where do you see it going?
Changing?
Yeah, like where do you see it?
Where do I see it going? Okay.
It's hard to predict.
Yeah, social media has a really big influence in our industry. I see. Well, one thing I know for sure is we don't have to worry about AI taking our jobs.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do see, you know what I've been seeing lately? I'm seeing a lot of young kids hopping on this barber train. And I love it. I love it. I'm talking about they're young, like middle school.
When I went to Jacksonville to the expo, was that 3 weeks ago now? A 16-year-old kid won first place in the student battle. Wow. A 16-year-old kid.
That's awesome.
And I was like,
I love it. They're cutting hair in the bathrooms at school, and I love it, man. I shout out to their parents for watering that seed, and shout out to them for just picking up a trade that can be quite intimidating.
Yeah. Very
intimidating, because you mess somebody's head up, they gonna ask, who messed your head up? You know what I'm saying? So it takes a lot of guts to just go in there and say, man, I'm gonna fade your head. So to answer your question, I think that the licensing for barbering is probably that age limit is probably going to go down, because there's going to be a lot of kids that are coming that are still in high school. Even the kids that their parents are barbers or they own barber shops. I'm seeing a lot of that too. You got, was it Laced by Lily? That little girl's like 10 years old. Her dad owns a barber shop. She's freaking busting out fades, and she goes to the CT Barber Expo and all that. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like these barbers are getting younger and younger by the minute, you know? So I think that's how that's gonna change. We just got to control how we got to keep the old school feel in it. That's what I'm worried about. You know, can't be painting everybody and, you know, doing all that nonsense with I use enhancements. I am an enhancement barber. Not on everyone, but per request. But I just cannot stand. Can we please let these white chalk lines go? I cannot. I cannot. Please, for the love of God. Like, I don't get it. But just take a bath before you get a haircut. You'll have a white line.
Yeah.
I don't get it, bro.
Sure.
But
I've seen a lot of people using like dry shampoo instead of like freeze spray. That's actually, I don't know, I haven't used it myself, but I like the idea.
Yeah. I see the dry shampoo. I see alcohol, cleaning with alcohol before you to prep the hairline. Mm-hmm. I've even seen some people use baby powder like on the back of their hands and but
put the trimmer on it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Like I don't really do too much of the white chalk lines or whatever. And and when I do it, I blend it in the way it's supposed to be done.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's the main thing is, it's cool because I'm a strong believer in haircut is a man's makeup. Mm-hmm. And if I'm all for enhancing your haircut in whatever way that you see fit. But I think that whatever the enhancements that the barber chooses to use, you should know how to use it in the right way. And we've got to teach these younger, newer barbers how to use the enhancements in the right way. Because I've seen some things that I just flabbergasted.
I've seen the freshest fade ever, and that white chalk line not blending in is going to kill it for me.
Like, bro, kill me. It made me want to go, yay!
Yeah, facts. Like, I don't know. My bold prediction is I think we're going to see a lot more social media commerce. And, like, with that being said, like, it's kind of getting big now, but I think it's going to, like, get super big with the sense of, like, TikTok Live, Instagram Live.
Yeah.
With the TikTok shop and stuff. I think that's going to blow up. Give it 6 months to another year. I think every barber is going to be doing it. Because it makes no sense. We're already in front of a camera and we're already using the products. So the guys that want to use their products, boom, hit the link in the live video, hit the cart. We're both making money. That's my prediction.
I also I'm seeing a lot of barbers going live on Twitch. Twitch live streaming is a big thing now, and it's just interactive TV. And I think that could be something that a lot of people would watch. People love the barbershop dynamic and the barbershop banter and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. It'd be just like the movie Barbershop, but just live.
Live.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely going to be growing in these next few years. I'm actually going to start doing it myself. I just want to, obviously, like our stations aren't the biggest and, just gotta get set up and do everything the right way.
Does Twitch have is copyright the right word? Like, so for example, like on some Instagram videos or TikTok videos, you can't post music. Does Twitch have the same rule?
Yeah, it's funny. It can be, they do have copyright, yes. But it's kind of like Facebook where, if you put the notice,
that would be like my only thing, like doing it in the barbershop. Sometimes you don't have control over that. So that's like, how would that work? But if you're in a suite, I guess that's a different story.
Yeah. And if you're in a suite, then you can control it better. I think that as long as it's not like all day throughout your whole stream, then you'll be fine. But if it's just like a song or two or a clip or two, then you'll be fine. But if it's like an all day thing, you're definitely gonna get flagged. Even with some movies, you probably will get flagged too.
Yeah, for sure. Or like ESPN.
I think as long as the movie's not showing, though, it'll be fine.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I've been around Twitch since I was probably in high school, so I'm glad to see it still growing. And I feel like
people love it.
I feel like expansion is always can be a good thing, and it could shine a new light on barbers. So that's cool.
Yeah, and I think that one of the biggest things that that Twitch is doing for this newer generation, it provides them a voice, to be able to see your favorite celebrity or whatever the case may be, or your barber on on your screen, and being able to comment on the things that they're doing. And they might not reply to you, but you've got a whole community of people that could reply, or it gives them a voice to be heard, and a sense of like what's the word I'm looking for, like a sense of that they're a part of something. And so I think
That's a
really
community.
cool. Yeah, community. Yes, exactly. And I think that's really cool. So especially with
That's what's up.
the mental health issues that we have in our country right now, I love it.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Any advice for young barbers, especially women coming into the industry?
Just do it. Do it. And always, no matter what you do in life, always put your best foot forward.
I agree with that. Don't half-ass it.
Yeah. And and this goes for anything in life, but especially with barbering, you can become discouraged. But I'm sorry, to get like super religious, but like that's just, the person who I am and how I was raised.
You gotta
But
apologize for that.
there's a scripture that says that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. And that pretty much means that if you don't try something, you will never really know if you're going to be good at it, if you don't try your best. Faith is something that, it's one of those things that's hard to grasp, especially when nothing, you don't know what the outcome is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But if barbering is what you love and something that you love to do and that you want to pursue, you can't be afraid to fail. You can't be afraid to step out on faith and give it your all. You can't be afraid to be your authentic self, because first things first, that is what's going to get you the farthest. Being yourself, staying true to yourself, and stepping out on faith, and having that confidence in yourself to know that if this is something that I love, then I'm going to succeed at it. Make your dream a reality. It doesn't have to stay a dream. You can wake up and you can make it a reality with a few simple steps. Write it down, make it plain, go for it. Do that shit.
If there's anything I have to say is bet on yourself. And when you go home, lay your head on the pillow at night, you got your boo, your little whatever. But when you lay your head on the pillow at night, it's you versus you.
Yes.
As long as you get 1% better, bump what everyone else is doing, bump what all your other classmates are saying, bump what you see on social media, is you versus you.
Yeah.
You can't be beat by nobody except yourself.
Yep.
So that's what, if anyone's listening, anyone wants to become a barber, just do the damn thing. You won't regret it. Best decision I've made in my entire life. Like Reese was saying, authenticity is going to be your best friend. That's probably my personal favorite thing about being a barber is we all do the same thing, but how we do it. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. The diversity in this industry is so crazy, and you can't get discouraged about not having a bunch of clients, or not even when it comes to the money aspect. Don't let the money be the reason why you want to be a barber.
Another gym for
money
Vic
can't
Blends.
Be the reason why you do anything in life.
Facts. Vic Blends said it best: passion over profit.
Passion over profit. And that's actually, the nonprofit that I'm working on. The name of my nonprofit is Passion Over Profit, because You know, when you have a passion for something, you have a purpose. You know, God told Job, before I put you in your mother's womb, I knew you. Finding your purpose and your passion is the number one thing that is going to drive you every single day. If you just walking around here and you don't have a purpose and you don't have a passion, you are just walking around like a chicken with your head cut off.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be going to dead end job after dead end job after dead end job, in dead end relationship after dead end relationship, over and over and over again, until you find what it is that you are put on this earth to do. Once you find that, it's smooth sailing, baby.
Yep.
It's smooth sailing from then, because then you got a reason to wake up every day.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
Speaking of your reason for waking up every day and your purpose, where do you see Reese the Barber long term? Is it education? Is it a shop? Is it both? Where for the people listening, where are you trying to head? What's your direction?
Man, my direction.
I gotta end with a heater. You know what I'm saying?
You trying to get me? Nah, for real though.
I'm not trying to get you nothing. I just like to see where everyone's head is.
You know, Kyle, I know I've talked about Atlanta for years and years and years. And I do want to go to Atlanta. That is going to be definitely, but I don't know if Atlanta will be my stopping point.
Mm-hmm.
As far as career wise, I want to help the youth. I want to help people like myself who are lost in this big world and really don't know what it is that they want to do. And whether that be barbering or whatever the case may be, I want to just give them a safe space and a voice and, you know, something that they can call their own when it comes to finding their passion. And so that is why, you know, I want to start that nonprofit, Passion Over Profit, because it's not about the money. It's about the passion that you have for whatever it is that you want to do. The money will come after that. So yeah, man, I see myself definitely in educating. I love to teach. I love to help people, make people better. You know, like you said, get 1% better every day. Hell, we can even strive for 2%. And so that is one thing that I do want to do, is open up my own barbering academy. I would love to maybe even one day expanding that into just a trade school in general.
Mm-hmm.
But barbering academy, barber shop, I think that I would probably go more towards like renting studio spaces, and just helping people start their own businesses. You know, I think that studios kind of feel more like your own than renting a chair. So I can definitely see myself doing that in the future. But main thing is the youth and the homeless. Though that's where my passion is.
That's fire. That's what's up. Hell yeah. I hope that goes well for you, for real.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you having me. I really enjoyed this talk.
Sure.
This has been a good time, man.
Very therapeutic, if you ask me.
Yeah, for sure. Me and you, you already know the vibes.
Yeah. Last question, and it's a banger. All right, so be careful. Take all the time you need.
Oh,
who is your dream guest in the chair? If you could pick one person to cut.
Man, one person to cut. Hold on. If I had one person to cut in this world, Drake, baby.
Oh, damn, I was about to say that.
If you're listening, just let me cut your hair. Like, bro, if I could cut Aubrey Graham's hair, I could quit barbering. My mission complete. Like,
You'd be fulfilled.
For real. I wouldn't need to cut another head ever again. Like, I love Drake. I love that man with everything I have in me. So, you know, I would love to cut Drake's hair. Not only just because I'm like a Drake stan, as you would call it, but because I would genuinely just love to get some insight on like business and like a lot of things. You know, Drake is
a mogul. Let's just say what it is.
Mogul, man. Like, he's one of the only rappers with a Nike deal.
Yeah.
Everybody can't say that. So teach me, Sensei. Drake, if you're watching this ever, I love you so much. Let me cut your hair.
That's fire. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Off the Top. Reese, thank you for coming on. We'll definitely have to have you on again.
Of course. Thanks,
If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
Peace.